So what we're going to do now is demonstrate the proper procedure on how you should be screening each individual bag. Keyword being each individual bag. And we're going to show you some of the mistakes that we've seen over the years that people make during the x-ray screening process. And these are mistakes you want to avoid. Now the biggest thing that's going to happen to you is what we call complacency. You start getting bored and you want to go fast and you start wanting to process everything through as fast as you possibly can. That is where most people make the mistake. You have to screen each bag individually and spend the time required to verify there's no threats inside the bag. That's your job. This is clearly stated in the post orders exactly what you're supposed to do for each bag and how you're supposed to manipulate each image and what you're supposed to do if there's an actual alarm. That process is very detailed and you have to follow it. If you don't follow it, you're risking missing a penetration test or actually missing a real threat object coming into the facility. So what we're going to do is show you some of the more common mistakes that we see people make at checkpoints. And again, this is from experience in doing penetration testing and going back and reviewing the camera footage and reviewing the x-ray image and seeing exactly why they missed this threat. And 9 times out of 10, it's going to be this type of scenario. It's not that they couldn't see it or they couldn't find it. It's because they made a mistake in the process of screening that bag. Okay, so we're going to show you one of the more common ones. So a lot of checkpoints when you get to, you'll hear this, the belt's just constantly running. Okay, it's 8 o'clock in the morning, everybody's coming in, I got to get them through as fast as I can because everybody's complaining. That's not your job. Your job is to make sure that whatever these individuals are bringing into the facility is not a threat. However long that takes to accomplish that task is how long it actually takes, okay? But as you start doing this, you get more proficient at it, you should be able to quickly and efficiently screen a bag at the x-ray station and make sure there's no threats in it. But running the belt and doing an assembly line one after the next is not effective. So we're going to take these bags, we're going to run them through real fast because we're trying to get everybody into the building. So one bag after the next, after the next, after the next is all going through the system. And the way this is working, as soon as the next bag comes up, I'm looking at the next image and I'm done looking at that bag. That is not enough time to screen a bag, period, okay? There is no way that the one bag after the next with a belt continuously running, you are effectively screening a bag. In all my years of doing penetration testing, that right there is where most people miss threats. It only takes you a second to turn your eyes away to go look at something going on around you, or to, as soon as that next bag pops up, you didn't completely finish looking at the first one, you move your eyes over to the next one, and you miss that giant knife right in front of your face. Now you're probably sitting in the classroom there right now laughing, going, how would somebody miss that? Trust me, I have done this, I have read the penetration testing failures, and it happens all the time. And then we go look at the camera footage, and the guy was talking to this person over here. And as soon as he's talking, he's not looking at the screen, and if the belt's running like that, that threat's going right into your building. It happens all the time. So now we're going to show you, we're going to go back through each one of these bags that we just ran through there very quickly and show you all the items that we missed, okay? So we'll go back, we'll start the belt again. We'll take this last bag, we'll run it through. Now it won't stop unless you stop the belt. So what you should do is stop it. Now you're going to review the bag. Don't let it run through all the way out to the other side because remember, not everything's going to alarm and stop it inside the tunnel. You stop it. You stop it inside the tunnel, now you review the image. And you're going to go through all the imaging keys and imaging functions that are detailed in your post orders. So one of the things you're going to see is the OptiZoom. You press this and it takes the bag, the last bag you scan, and highlights it in a large style on the screen for you so you get an optimum view of it. You should be doing this for every single bag, and you can't do this if the belt's continually running, all right? So now we're going to take a look at it. We're looking at all the different items inside there and making sure we know exactly what they are and they're not a threat. The other thing you're going to have to do is go through all your priority keys. So your priority keys are broken down into 3 keys that are optimum keys to help you try to identify threats. The first one is called organic stripping. Now what organic stripping does is it removes all of the organic material. because the majority of all the threats that we're looking for are going to show up in a blue color or potentially a green color. So we're going to bring just those to light so we can look at them and make sure we're not looking at a gun, knife, hand grenade, or metal pipe bomb, all right? And that's what that's actually used for. The next one is going to be black and white. Black and white is one of the best imaging modes for you to identify shapes quickly than color imaging, okay? So we're going to put that on there so you can use it. And the last one is called super enhancement. Super enhancement is going to give you a lot better detail as to all the lines and layers of fabric or material or what's going on inside that bag. So at a minimum for each scan, you should be hitting OptiZoom, P1, P2, and P3. If you're just going from one bag to the next and you're not doing any image enhancements, you will miss items, okay? Remember, this process is detailed in the post orders. That means you have to do it. That means each bag has to be screened exactly the same way.